Hi, everyone. It's Michelle Bersell, psychotherapist and creator of the Feel Every Emotion as Love process. And as you can tell, I have a special guest with us today. This is something that I want to do more of, is share with you some of the most amazing, unique people with wonderful messages that I'm getting to meet now that I'm doing more of these telesummits and doing more speaking. And Deanna Lamb, who is with us today, is one of those people. When I heard her message, I was like, oh my gosh, you have to connect with my community. I was really drawn to Deanna. She has a couple of books. One of them that both of them I'm so excited about, but Becoming Peers, Mentoring Girls into Womanhood. I mean, what girl wouldn't want that? And my daughter is turning 11 soon. There's a book for her that Deanna also wrote that's called The Diva's Guide to Getting Your Period. And Deanna is doing a Red Tent Summit to really support us as women and our relationship to ourselves and our bodies and the girls that we have in our lives. So I'd like to welcome Deanna Lamb. And Deanna, I would just love for you to share more about you, your how you got here to serving women and girls in this way.
Thank you, Michelle. It really is a pleasure to be here. And how did I get here? It's been a very long journey, and it started with being at a place some 20-some years ago where everything was working in my life. I did the work that I loved. I used to do groups and relationship coaching for women and men. I was in a relationship which I still am in and was very happy with my life partner. And once a month, I was a basket cake. So there was something that wasn't working, and I set out to see what is it in the cycle of womanhood, in our menstrual cycle, that is throwing a wrench in the work, because I couldn't believe that nature designed us to suffer every month, and it did. We're not designed to suffer. We're designed to go inward. We're designed to renew and refresh and be reborn every month. And what happens for us is that when every fiber of our being wants to go inwards and every action we take is outward, trying to act as if the day of our period is like any other day, there is a friction, there is really a bumping of our inner soul need to withdraw and go inside with our actions. And what happens is that our body starts screaming with symptoms. So the symptoms that I had were never physical, but they were emotional. I was irritable, I was angry, I was unhappy, I couldn't stand anyone. And what I realized is that if I follow the wisdom of my body that invites me to go in at the first day of my cycle, and I close the door and I withdraw and I shut the world out, guess what? I wasn't irritable anymore, because there wasn't anyone to be irritable with. The world was outside, my partner and my family were outside, and I was in my cocoon, and I could renew and create and really replenish my energies, because it's a big task to cycle and to replenish the inner lining of our womb that our body does every month. So that was the beginning.
Well, I have to say that I love what you're sharing, because it's really for women who are so busy, so on the go, have so much on their plate. This really is a path back to our feminine selves. And when we're having our cycle, it's the physical reminder of what we really ought to be doing for ourselves more often. But this is like, hello, this is our time to do this. And I'm curious, is your Red Tent Summit and what you're sharing, is this for women who have completed their cycling with having their period?
Woman.
Yeah.
Every woman on the planet, on every continent, every age, every belief system. We're all women, and there is something that connects us beyond all our differences, which is the fact that we cycle. So the Red Tent Summit is really a way of inviting us to remember, because in all indigenous cultures around the world, women used to sit in moon lodges, in moon huts, in red tents when they bled, and they were removed from the hustle and bustle of daily life in order to go inside, to be in the company of other women, or to be completely in silence and in quiet, and to allow the month that has gone to be released with the shedding of the inner lining of our womb, and to prepare for a new cycle. So I know that women have cellular memories of having sat in moon lodges, in red tents for millennia. Our ancestors did. And what the Red Tent Summit is about is a call to remember. And once we remember, we can start creating those sacred spaces for ourselves where we can renew and regenerate ourselves every month, rather than be at odds with ourselves every month, which a lot of us are around the world.
Well, I love what you're sharing, and because for me, when I am having my moon time, having my period, it really is one of the most creative times for me, and so I love creating that space to be able to do that, because it's just like, it's amazing what comes through. Now, I'm curious, we have our daughters who might not quite be looking at it this way. How are we, will it help us to join the summit? Are we going to be guided about how to approach this with our daughters in a way that they can really receive it and understand the beauty and the gift to our cycles?
So the summit is inviting women to first of all connect to themselves, and that's something that is my main message to every mom, is that before you're ready to give something authentic and meaningful to your daughter around her cycle, you have to shift your own attitude towards your own body and your own cycle. Because what happens is that moms are trying to give something to the girls that they have not received, and yet when they receive their own cycle once a month, it's like, oh my God, I've got my period, leave me alone. And that's the message that the girls get, and there is a really double message there. So my invitation for women is to first take time for themselves, and what I teach women is how to soothe and heal the inner maiden that they once were, the girl that they were when they came of age, when they were not welcome. And when we do this, then they are able to come to their daughters from a completely different place, and then their daughters are much more receptive and are being welcomed into something that mom knows something about, rather than trying to give something she never received, and that usually doesn't work.
Oh, it's just beautiful how you explain it, because what I really hear is how, this is for all women. It doesn't matter if you're still having your period or not.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if you have boys or no kids. It doesn't matter, because it really is something that you are doing for you. You are healing another aspect of your relationship with yourself. And
Absolutely.
That
we all were girls, whether we cycle or not. If we maybe have not had a period for years, we still have once been a girl, and that girl is still waiting inside to be welcomed. So then it really is across the board. Every woman living today was once a girl, and this is for her. If you are a girl, it's for you.
And I've heard that even when we stop having the menstrual blood, that we are still cycling, right? Is that?
Yeah. Well, in indigenous wisdom, the way that indigenous culture held it is that when a woman stops bleeding, she is considered to hold her magic and her blood within her. So there is a connection to an ancient wisdom that is opening up for us when we stop bleeding. Whereas when we cycle, the ancients were looking at that through the lens of that when we have our period, the veil between the worlds is thinnest, so that when we menstruate, we have a connection to the spirit world. We are so, the veil is thin and we're so attuned, and that's why our intuition is heightened and our creativity is heightened. If we allow ourselves to take time and be creative and be intuitive, which we can't do if we are busy doing our life as if it's every day. But when we stop, then this access is given to us all the time.
Oh, beautiful.
Look forward to, huh?
It is, and just there's just magic into what you're sharing and what you're saying, and my whole work has always been about emotional well-being and giving people an empowered approach and healing our relationship with our emotions, and this is just another level of this healing with our bodies, with a process that's in our bodies that for so many of us, whether we still experience it or not, there's been shame or there's just been all sorts of connotations put on towards this part of ourselves that hasn't served us. And I just so deeply love and honor that you are serving women and girls in this way. And I thank you so much for being with us today. And I just want to invite everyone in my community and the men in my community, if you have women, want to understand women more, I'm sure Deanna would welcome you as well to the Red Tent communities. And we have a link. Just go to the link below and we'll get you signed up. It's a free summit. Is that right, Deanna?
Yes, it's a free summit. We're going to air one video a day throughout the month of February. So from February 1st to February 28th, when you sign up, you will receive every day wealth of insight, inspiration, empowerment from another woman in the world community that is empowering you to reconnect with yourself. And you'll receive a gift from me, and all the speakers have gifts that they offer. So it really is a way of all of us to open up our arms and our hearts to women and say, let's gather together, let's share together.
Absolutely. Well, thank you. And, I'm sorry I couldn't be a part of the summit, but this is my way of hopefully sharing and spreading the word of this beautiful work that you're doing. So everyone, please go to the link below and join this wonderful time to reconnect to yourself in a way, in a more deeper way, and to hear the wisdom that these other women have to share. And thank you so much, Deanna, for being with our community today. And everyone, just again, click the button below and use this as a part of, again, bringing more love into your life, whether it's through emotions, our periods, whatever it is. It's all about continuing to grow, evolve, and love ourselves more deeply. So I look forward to connecting with you all next time. Until then, live emotionally conscious and exceptionally well.